I'm gonna look where we see. Oh yeah, we were talking about the current. Let me see which time frame you were looking at it from. And we're talking about it. So which time frame was it? Yeah, it was on 4 hour. Super. Right. So fine. You use this break from what I'm seeing on the screenshots, right? You use this break in order to find this area here, right? Which is a buy pullback, right? Which is this buy pullback, all right? Instead
Yeah.
of using
Yes. Yes.
this A here to find what? To find this
Set up.
setup, right? So this is a setup. And I actually like that you can actually differentiate between the two now, eh? That's very nice. It's gonna help in the long run. Right. So me, I marked this, but then I didn't like literally mark it with my with the tools there. I actually looked at it in the morning. I was like, oh, it's going up. The problem is I didn't figure out how to enter because the market was where I think the market was somewhere here at that time consolidating. Let me double check. I was on M15 when I saw this. Yes, it was somewhere here consolidating around. No, yeah, it was here somewhere here consolidating. In the morning, I was like, oh, it's gonna buy. So I saw that. I was like, okay, fine, it's gonna buy regardless, right? So I was like,
Yeah.
gonna be looking for entries, caught like two entries there. Could have been three, but then I wanted just two. Got two entries there, somewhere here and somewhere there. Got like two entries there. So yeah, let me explain what was happening like in a deeper sense here before we even start our session. Right. Let's say you're looking for that pullback, right? This
Yeah.
pull, but then you are on another time frame, let's say from M15 going down. And I'll drag this and put it nicely so you can see. Obviously, as I've told you, we are reading price from left to our right, right?
Yes.
From our left to our right. So from our left, we marked our high, and to our right, we have what? This candle breaking right on M15
Yeah.
and giving us this area here to look at, right?
Yeah.
High. So this is the pullback for M15, right? So this is a pullback from M15, right?
Yes.
Not as deep as the one that you were looking at, but then M15 on this one. But then you can understand when we get into pullbacks, what do I mean by deep pullback and, like small retracements and all that. You'll understand all this, what I'm saying right now. So fine. We're having this. I'm just reading price. I'm not doing anything special. So we have this buy pullback right to here, right? Then from here, the market sold, right? From here, the market sold, broke that buy pullback. Then that buy pullback, when it gets broken, remember what did we say? We said input, output. So they break a buy pullback, they give us a what? In
A
return,
sell pull.
a sell
A
pullback,
sell
right?
pull. Yeah.
So we do have a sell pullback here, right?
Yes.
Breaking, we get a sell pullback, right? Remember, and
Yes.
again, it happens that sell pullback, then they break it. Remember, we said input, output. If they are breaking that sell pullback, so they break it here. What are we getting in return?
A buy pullback.
A buy pullback, right? And we do get
Yeah.
a pullback. So I'm just making it here. We do get a buy pullback. I want to mark things correctly, by the way. Let me go to M10 so I can make it correct, so you can see. I want to make it based on my logic. 5 minutes. Say 5 minutes. So I'm all about using smaller time frames in case you were looking to, you know, do it on a smaller time frame. Yes, we do have it here. So the gap ends here, by the way. Back to M15. Now you're gonna understand why I'm doing this. So break here and below this candle, we are seeing exactly this area, which is this area, which is what I was looking at. So they broke our sell pullback. They gave us a buy pullback, right? So we agreed that we got a buy pullback in return. So price returns to the buy pullback, does the buy pullback, right? Then
Yeah,
comes back, does a second bounce, then eventually it breaks it, right? So since
yeah.
it broke, remember input output, what are we getting in return?
A sell pullback.
It's a sell pullback, right? But then
Yeah.
here's the nice part here. Let me explain something. Let me put it in writing. So whenever you're seeing two, uh, let's see, let me put it in this way. So the first thing we got was a buy. You can see it. We got a buy pullback, which is this buy pullback. So we go from buy pullback. So buy PP, which is pullback, right? That's why I write PP. So it's just buy pullback, right? That
Yeah.
buy pullback goes to become when broken, it
Sell pullback.
becomes sell pullback, right?
Yeah.
Becomes sell pullback. And when that sell pullback gets broken, it
Buy pullback.
becomes buy pullback, right?
Yeah.
Buy pullback. And we said when that buy pullback gets broken, what do we get?
A sell pullback.
We said it's another sell pullback,
Yeah.
right? But then I'm arguing and saying it's actually a sell setup instead of a sell pullback, right?
Yeah.
So our sell pullback comes in the form of a sell setup. I don't know if you're understanding me. Our
Yeah, I'm
sell
understanding.
come in a form of a sell setup, right? Remember,
Yeah.
um, step index is going up, right? Meaning anything going down is a what? Is a sell. Anything going down, which is a sell, is actually a pullback, right?
Yeah.
Anything going down is a pullback, regardless if it's a setup or not, right? If it's a
Yeah.
pullback, or it's a setup pullback, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything going down, that's saying it's a sell, it's actually a pullback, right? So I want us to get into that. But then I want you to there's a step we didn't start at. So given that we know that what I just meant just now, so I'm just gonna mark where here. Remember this break here. Let me zoom in. Remember this break here. This is the same break on 4 hour, by the way. So don't want you to get confused. This is the very same break from 4 hour. Remember this break here,
Yeah.
right? So we were looking at it from M15, right? I just want
Yes.
you to remember that break there. So before the market even chose to break here, what was the market doing from this A here?
It was selling.
It was selling, right? Given the current
Yeah.
information that I gave you, what is this now? The whole movement. What do you call this whole movement?
Come again. I don't hear you.
Based on the information I just gave you when I wrote down those notes there and what I just explained just now, what does
Yeah.
this movement here, this selling movement, what is it?
Yes. It's a sell setup.
Uh, based on the thing that I just said just now.
Because
Remember,
this one
anything going up is a
is a buy. Is a setup. Anything going up is a setup.
okay. I think I'm explaining it wrong. But then you are almost right. But then yeah, it's fine. Right? It's going to the overall
Yeah.
direction when it's going up, and when it's going down, it's going where? It's a
Yeah. It's a pullback.
so what does this make this sell based on what you're saying? What is this sell?
This sell is going down to a buy setup.
Which makes this sell
A pullback.
is this sell is a pullback, right?
Yeah.
So we now have a new detail to put into our notes there. So we have the first sell pullback, which gets broken in order to give a what? A buy pullback. In order to give a buy pullback, right? So from sell pullback gets broken, that sell pullback gives us this buy pullback, which is obviously
Yeah.
second line here. All right. When that buy pullback gets broken, they give us sell pullback, which is this part here. And when that buy pullback that forms after obviously that sell pullback gets broken, we get a what? A sell setup, right? So this is now a sell setup, right? So this
Yeah.
is this this is how the market actually operates.
Okay.
It goes from in this case goes from sell pullback. Then when that sell pullback gets broken, we get a what? A buy pullback, which is this buy pullback. So let's label it. So sell pullback, all right, gets broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to divide this thing. I'm gonna try and divide it so we can actually label it nicely. Let me take this cut and actually paste it over here. This paste. Okay. You know, try to cut this thing into three. With this, it's fine. If what you need to do it this way is fine. Oh, I just noticed something. Pull back then. So pull back. Right, then set, set up. Right, so no, there's one thing that's missing. Sell pull back to buy pull back to sell pull back to buy pull back. There's buy pull back that's missing. Buy pull back there. Based on our drawing, right? So sell pull back gets broken, we get a buy pullback, which is this buy pullback. So that buy pullback gets broken, you get this sell pullback, right?
Yeah.
Sell pullback gets broken, you get a what? A buy pullback, which is this buy pullback here, right?
Yeah.
And when this buy
Yes.
pullback gets broken, you get a sell set up in the form of a for pullback, right? We know it's a
Yeah.
pullback, but then it's a sell setup in this case. So do you see how it moves? It moves from sell pullback to buy pullback to sell pullback to buy pullback. And when that last buy pullback gets broken, it confirms a sell setup, right? So you don't look
Yeah.
here anymore. You don't get confused and say, oh, it's broke here. So that means the area is here. Now you know automatically that the zone is a bit higher, right? You don't get
Yeah.
confused with the wrong zone because you know the what you call this, the sequence, right? So this is the
Yes.
sequence, by the way. It goes from a sell pullback gets broken, confirms buy pullback happens, buy pullback gets broken, confirms sell pullback gets broken, confirms buy pullback, and buy pullback gets broken, then it confirms a sell setup, right?
Yeah.
So there's always two sell pullbacks that are getting broken and two buy pullbacks that are getting broken in order to end up giving you what? A cell setup, right? So it's always 2, 2. They go in pairs. It's always 2, 2, right?
Okay.
Up until
Yeah.
the same structure, right? So two cell
Yeah.
pullbacks, two buy pullbacks. When each obviously they break each other, they end up confirming a what? A cell pull, a cell setup, right? In the form of a pullback.
Yeah.
That's the sequence. Right. So you already know
Yes.
now that you are not looking at which break, you're not looking at this break, given that we are expecting a cell setup, right? Given the
Yeah.
sequence, you're now looking at the first A that gets broken. In this case, is this A, right? Then
Yeah.
above the candle that breaks there, then you get this here. Right. You get this here, right? Which is a cell setup going to what? A buy. Obviously, this cell setup is a pullback, right? Remember, it's a pullback in the form of a pullback. So it's going where?
Set up.
It's going to a setup, right? Regardless that the
Yes.
cell setup is a setup, but then we already know it's a it's in a form of a pullback, given the fact that we got it based on this break here. So let me throw the whole thing nice. Right. So as you can see, I'm explaining what is on the chart, by the way. So that's what I was seeing the whole day, by the way. All right. So that means step index is still going to continue going higher, right? Fine. So here's the sequence. All right. So that sell pullback got used as a the that sell setup got used as a sell pullback, right? And so I went here and it bought because we
Yeah.
already know we have a buy setup. So we have a buy setup here. So let me write it down. So we have a buy setup. Given obviously it's overall direction, right? So it's overall direction, and so it's gonna continue going that side. All right. So buy setup going there. So let's say now price is breaking that sell setup, right? That sell setup, which
Yeah.
is this here, right? It breaks the sell setup. So when price is breaking the sell setup, you're just gonna get a buy pullback, right? It's just gonna be a buy pullback. So if it breaks it, you're getting a buy pullback in return. That's the other sequence, right? To continue the
Yeah.
whole sequence, you're getting a buy pullback. So after it gets broken, get a buy pullback. Get a nice buy pullback. Given the fact that that buy pullback now is being in line with the overall direction now, right? Why is that
Yeah.
buy pullback important in this case? That buy pullback is important because price just came from I mean, a buy setup, which is obviously supporting the overall direction, right? Which is this
Yeah.
movement here. And when you won't get another buy setup. I hope I'm making sense. You won't get like
Yeah. I'm
buy
getting
setups
you.
that are following each other, right? In that short space of time, right?
Yeah.
So whenever you're getting a buy setup for the day, just know you won't get another buy setup for the day. That's the only one.
Okay.
So you don't get confused. That's the only buy setup you're getting for the day, right? Unless if you're trading
Yeah.
pullbacks, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get one buy setup per day. So there's always one high probability setup per day, right? If the market is not consolidating. So don't take my
Yeah.
word for it. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes it consolidates, we don't control that part, right? So you only get one
Yes.
buy setup per day if the market is going up. And if the market is going down, you get one sell setup a day, right? Even when the
Yeah.
market is going up, you still get a sell setup, right? Given that you know it's gonna be a pullback, right? Following that
Yes.
sequence again, that sequence that I just showed you, right? So basically, you get one sell setup per day, one buy setup per day, right? Regardless of whichever
Yeah.
direction the market is going, right?
Yes.
So this is what people don't understand.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so this is what people don't understand about the dynamics of the market. The market does this each and every day. This is basically what I have in my head whenever I'm looking at it. Um, so I just wanted to show you this sequence, right? So it makes sense. So you can actually
Yeah.
make sense of your pullbacks and your setups and all that. So you don't get confused and like you just mark a buy pullback there, then you wonder what's gonna happen next. You know, I
Yes.
want you to be a bit clued up to say, okay, I'm seeing a buy pullback or a buy setup. I know what follows after, right? How to find the other things, right? In order for it to go to that buy setup, right? As you can see, this is the sequence, obviously. You're gonna be tracking where you are in the sequence, all right? To say, oh, okay, now it's the final part of the sequence. That means now they are ready to do that pullback, going back to my buy setup, so you don't get confused. Like, ish, I'm not sure when they are going there. But then this is just an overview to say you know the sequence only. This is just the sequence only. Um, so what else? Yeah, this part is and makes yeah, it makes the right time for you to ask a question if you have a question, bro.
Okay, so I want to understand maybe one thing. So you see where you mark sales setup there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I remember from the last session that I had with you, we were talking about the kinds of pullbacks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you told me that there's other pullback that happens on top of the highs and on top of the setup, right? Let's say we are going up, right?
Or you want to
Then
find
if
where
the
the,
sales
the
setup
pullback
is
is.
broken, yeah. So I want to find when you say setup, because you told me that it's either a self setup interval, an order block, or an FVG. If it's
Above,
broken
right?
above it, yeah, it will
What do
come
you see
back and
above that cell
retest.
setup?
Come
What are you
again?
seeing? What are you seeing above that cell setup? Let me zoom in for you. Here's the thing. What do you see above that cell setup? If you are seeing nothing,
Above that
free
self
to say. You're free to say that you see nothing. If nothing is clear for you, you're free to say you are seeing nothing. If
above
there's something you are
above there's
seeing,
an order block.
right? So you already know where the buy pullback is gonna be. That's simple,
Above the order block.
right? Which is this order block. Hopefully, we are talking about the very same thing, and now you can understand why my line there.
Yeah,
You understand? It's above
yeah,
the
yeah,
same setup, right? It's above the
yeah,
same setup. So let's look below the buy setup there, right? Let's look
yeah,
below the buy setup. So I'm gonna put where, let me move this and put it where it's supposed to be. Supposed to be here. Let me make sure that I'm doing the right thing on 4 hour. Okay, let's see. Yes, yes. Okay, yeah, I'm right. Here's the question. What do you see below the buy setup there? Let me zoom in. Remember that red line obviously is marking that buy setup there. What do you see below the red line? Because that's where the buy setup ends. What do you see below the black on the red line?
below the red line is a gap.
Right? So they're gonna bounce on
Yeah,
that gap basically.
okay,
So that's another type of pullback there is, right?
yeah,
But then it doesn't make sense for you to mark them when currently you know where the market is going because you're gonna focus on the wrong thing, right?
okay,
Because let's say the market was here. I'm just making an example, right? So let's say the market was here and you had one, two zones. You'd obviously want to buy here, not remembering that this is a buy pullback, right? And this is a buy set up, right?
yeah, yeah,
Let's say, okay, now let's say the market was returning where? Was returning to this sell setup here. Let's say the market was here and going up, going to the sell setup. Let's say you marked both there, the pullback and the sell setup. You won't know when you're looking at to make a decision, you need to make a decision fast to say, okay, I know where this is the turning point, right?
yeah,
Know your parameters, where to put the stop loss, where so now when you're having two zones like this, you won't know which is which,
yeah,
right?
yes,
You won't know which is which. So you'd be confused and you'd watch the setup play out and like, and I knew it was actually a sell and I didn't take it. I don't know why I was waiting here. So there's a lot of people who get that confusion. So I don't like having these zones on the chart up until everything else calls for them, right? Let's say now price is above the red line here. Now I can start deleting this one and actually focus on this one. I hope I'm making sense. So
yeah,
when
yeah,
price retest here, I know exactly what I'm looking for. And hence why you're seeing labels on my chart most of the time because yeah, this is a newfound problem. But then anyway, I tend to forget what I was looking at, right? And I
yeah,
mark everything. Remember when I'm analyzing, I just want to mark everything and actually put labels after. Let's say maybe I got disturbed by something and I actually forgot to put the labels, then it becomes a problem, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't know what I was waiting for. Hence why you're seeing
Yeah.
labels all over my charts to say, oh, this buy, oh, this is a okay. It's because of such things. To remember that, oh, this was a self setup, this was a buy pullback, this was a what. So whenever I have to make another decision, I can actually make it a bit quicker when the market is there. Because sometimes you'd find that the setup is already at your zone. So you have to make a decision that fast.
Mm,
So you
mm,
have
mm.
to have pointers to say
Okay.
this is a sell setup, so you don't forget. So yeah, and that's why you're seeing this buy, SU, sell, boo, PP, what, those things. That's why you're seeing them all over my charts now because I forget easily. So yeah, I don't like having all these zones on my
Yeah.
chart. I just
So, bro.
want things I focus on. Yeah.
So, bro. So, okay. Look, okay. So, when we are looking for a buy pullback, ne, let's say if you are looking for a setup broken back to a buy pullback, right? Since you said that we only are able to buy setup one only, so now our focus will be only buy pullbacks. So, on top of a sell setup, we are looking for an order block or an FVG on top of a sell setup. I don't know if I'm clear.
Yeah, hence I'm like, we are not yet on pullbacks. Hence why I was like, you have to understand the sequence first before we even
Mm.
get to explain the kind of pullbacks we're actually going to be talking about, obviously, on the other sessions and stuff, because it's a broad concept, right? You can
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
find a pullback for any type of scenario. So you need to understand the sequence first before you even um get to understand, right? That's much
Okay.
learning how to use the remote. You can't not know the patterns on the remote. What do they mean? And actually hope to watch SAPC one, right? You
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
know which button you press to watch SAPC one, right? So, which is obviously you knowing the sequence, right? Of oh, this
Yes.
button takes me to SAPC one, this one takes me to SAPC two. Same thing here. You need to understand the sequence of your setups and your pullbacks in order to say, okay, now I actually know where to look for a pullback, not just any random structure. Because another person sees this buy pullback, right? Another person sees this buy pullback here and looks for
Yeah.
what? I want you to show some. I want you to show something. He actually. So this is a mistake a lot of people I see making. They see a buy pullback getting broken, then they expect a buy pullback below it again, which doesn't make sense. You only have buy pullback following each other like that, right?
Yeah.
So hey, this is a setup. They look at it as if it's a setup. Meanwhile, it's not a setup, right? Then they
Yeah.
draw. I'm seeing an order block there. Then they draw this. But then the market
Okay.
chows them, as you can see, it chows them here. Why? Because
Yeah.
they don't know what they're doing, right? So you need to
Yes.
know which is a setup and which is a pullback. Where to look for the other types of pullbacks. And so I'm like, it's much like a remote, so you can actually know which part is which part. So you won't be
Okay.
looking for buy pullbacks below these buy pullbacks and these sell pullbacks. You won't be looking for other sells there, right?
Okay.
So when you are seeing that sell pullback getting broken, you won't be making that mistake of trying to sell. Say, I see an order block here. Then you sell, then the market chows you. You won't make that mistake. As you can see, there's no
Yeah.
sell here happening. There's a reason why you are not seeing anything below these structures
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're catering for another thing that's happening there, right? And so I was like, you need to understand the sequence first, the build up of everything before you can actually make sense of what is actually happening. Um, So that's what you need basically. Then you can tell what's gonna happen next and when to expect it. You need to have a way to anticipate things. You don't say I'm expecting a buy pullback out of nowhere. You have to anticipate a buy pullback because you know that they're gonna break a certain structure, or when they are breaking a certain structure, you're gonna get that. You need to to anticipate the right things at the right time and at the right in the right method because you can't have your charts all over the place and you can't explain what's actually happening.
Yeah.
This is what you need to understand, to know what you are doing, like in a sense that you can explain it to the next person. You can explain it to say, I know this is what is happening. And this is what I
Yes.
expect next to come next. Right. So
Yes.
you need to have that. So this is what I'm trying to instill before you even go further. To say you should know this before you even know anything else that follows. So you can expect the right thing at the right time. You don't get
Yeah.
confused and be like that guy who was looking for a sell when the market was buying. You know, you don't want to be that guy
Yeah. Yeah.
who
Ne?
gets told that it's buying, my guy. Just look for a buy pullback. Don't look for a
For
sell.
sure.
You don't want to be that guy. That guy got bent. He
Yeah, I
probably
got banned. Eh?
regrets not listening to the guy there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regrets
Yeah.
because a gold bought, yeah. Let me show you the screenshot. A gold bought. Oh, let's just look at it from this side. Gold bought. Gold bought. Hopefully, you can still see on my screen. I don't know what happened there. Oh yeah, still showing the screen. I want to show you gold, eh? I just want to show you gold. Yeah, I haven't been looking at Nasdaq for a while. So I'm waiting for the 15th, then I'll start trading Nasdaq again. For now, I won't trade Nasdaq. So that guy, let me just show you on 1 hour. That guy wanted to sell here because he doesn't know his charts. He wanted to sell here.
Mm,
He
mm,
chowed
mm.
him. You can only imagine it chowed him. Look how it chowed him.
Yeah. Yes.
Because he doesn't know what to expect. They are telling him, you don't sell, my guy, you are buying now.
Mm.
You think this sell pullback now, he doesn't know that this is a sell pullback. He doesn't see that.
Yeah.
This pullback went to a buy setup, which is this buy setup here. He doesn't see that. He's just seeing flames there on the chart. He's seeing dust. So you don't want to be
I,
that part of that pack and making those mistakes. That's why I'm like, you need to know everything. You need to know everything, not to make stupid mistakes like that and actually expect things to work out.
yes. Yes.
So they told him to look for a buy pullback. He doesn't even know what is a buy pullback. I'm 100% sure he doesn't even know that. So you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy. You don't want to be that guy. So yeah, what did I want to mention? I forgot what I wanted to mention. I was just thinking about that guy who blew his account. If he didn't blow it, he took a huge stop loss hit there. Yeah, I forgot what I wanted to say. If there's another question, bro, you might ask it. We still have a bit of
Uh,
time.
okay, we can go back to our chat and maybe I can try to ask something also.
Yeah, so my chart, obviously, I didn't save it because I'm trading step index. So it doesn't make sense. I put it on the other screen. So my other screen is my personal analysis, which I didn't want to delete.
Okay, you see on our chart where we were on step index, you marked where the where the pullback ended, right? For the buy, I mean where the set up for the buy ended, and you explained something to me there.
Now, let me check. Step. I don't know which party. Step. Yes. We have like 1 minute left now, so time running out. So which part? Which part?
Where you say the buy setup, you say when we are coming back below that zone of buy setup, it will be a buy pullback. So you just marked where it ended. I don't know how you mark that part.
Hence why I'm like, you need to understand piece by piece of this thing. I won't just show you the whole thing. It's gonna confuse you. And
Okay.
there's not every buy setup that you expect a buy pullback below that buy setup, right?
Okay.
Not always the case, and same goes for a sell setup. It's not always the case that you look above the sell setup and say this is where um the sell pullback is gonna come from. You need to understand your context to say, okay, this is
Okay.
where I know it's gonna come from, right?